Hello everyone, we are back with another attempt with the Unkillable Ifa, and as it happens the very first game is against the summon deck, so this might actually be a good chance to see, since if you've seen the attempt 1, the main takeaway of the attempt 1 was that summon decks are a good counter to Ifa heals and my attempts to make Ifa unkillable. Well, there, finally it loads. So yeah, now we have some changes in the deck. You can see instead of Fight for the Dead, we are now running Day of Resistance, specifically to counter the summon decks more easily. I think since this seems to be a set up round for me and of course my opponent also, I'm just simply going to go for a cookie skill, go for a setup after that. Now I actually don't have Libens here, so there's no need to worry about the dice. Well, there we go, that's good. Now that is good, we'll play that as well, of course, and it is maidens very well. For now, we are fine with that. I probably will just switch to Sitlali and I wonder... No, I will not play maidens yet. Hold on, was that Mystics? Yeah, it was Mystic Soup. Oh my. It seems my opponent isn't going straight for the summons and even seeing like, I understand the rightful reward in that deck, but Timaeus is interesting because that implies they are actually running artifacts. Like, I've seen versions of that deck that run Timaeus, but usually I don't think you use Timaeus with that deck. I mean, I might be wrong. But yeah, we'll see what comes of this. I guess I could quickly go over the changes while Eclair here tries to figure out what they want to do. We are now running Timaeus instead of Atea. The artifacts have been slightly changed. Previously we had both Marachusi, like 3-cost and the 2-cost Marachusi Hunter sets. Now I'm instead of the 3-cost Marachusi, I'm running 2 copies of Tenacity of Millilith, the 3-cost version. Normal attack is a bit annoying here from my opponent. I mean, I could gamble for Providence on Sitlali. I could, but everything else would basically go to waste. I think we will just
leave me alone.
This. We'll give them value for the skill cleanse next round, but we can still just Sitlali skill switch characters and be fine with that. And we can let one dice go to waste here. There's really no need to... Oh yeah, there we got the nasty. It was a good thing we didn't play the maidens yet. And now, what other changes were there? Well, now instead of Mona we are running Sitlali. This does mean we cannot use the Electro Charge part of Ifa's talent card for extra heals, but considering the talent card also just gives you healing when you do Anemo related reactions, that is perfectly enough for me.
Show no mercy!
And Sitlali also gives us the access to Natland Resonance, and all of that combined
First aid
is
kit at the ready.
Enough for this deck to function. Hopefully better against summon decks. while also being able to counter the decks that we usually face, you know, aggressive decks and such. No talent cards free. Okay, this is starting to get a real odd, this version of my opponent's deck. Like White Claw and the Fisherman, really? Like, I understand Varanara, but like this is getting odd. Now we of course want to do a skill here, and actually now it is the time to play a second chef. Now onto the field. Well, I don't really need soothing. I mean, we have Sidlali's shield. I guess Fury then. I mean, that isn't a big deal after all. Ooh, that would have been nice. We still do 3 damage, so there's no shame not getting the reaction damage there. Switching characters is interesting because now this is kind of, I don't want to tune Mystic Soup, but Sing Your Heart Out is my only draw card right here. I'd really like, I want to do a normal attack here to get the swirl, of course. I have no reason to do the technique just for a bit of healing. I don't want to get rid of Maidens, because next round I can play it for free. I only have 1 copy of this. And of course it's kind of like, I mean, yeah, fuck it, I guess. Let's just hope we get good dice and such. Of course they are collecting the Zhongli burst here, but like, unless they are running Adeptus as well, it's not going to be a big threat. And next round I'm going to have Tenacity shield as well. Oh, there we go. We got another one. We were lucky. I mean, yeah,
Wait for my signal.
play it safe here. I would have liked to use the burst on to Zhongli, but... Oh, interesting. So they are going for the 5 cost skill here.
This
Nope,
is order.
I was wrong. How odd. Of course, Cookie taking damage
First
is no
aid kit at
problem,
the
since
ready.
now we can play Maidens and Ifa's technique and... well... heal. The unkillable part here showing itself very, very well. And my opponent gives up. Alright, on to the next game. I wanted to remind people this unkillable Ifa attempts, the point of these videos, it is not to show that Ifa is a good character and you should play Ifa. The point of these videos
Don't
is to
tell me they
show
did it
that
again.
Ifa needs a nerf. So, you know, if you haven't seen the attempt 1, and I kind of don't really explain it even in the attempt 1 video, but the point of these videos is to showcase that Ifa needs a nerf. Because Ifa can beat everyone and everything. Win the right deck. Not getting the Marajusi Hunter thingy. Of course we do not. I guess we go for the same thing as
Stand with me.
last game. Of course now we do not have double Dunia sword, which is a shame, but something I can live with. A weapon. Quite something. I guess we... I mean, it's a Bloom deck. I do want to keep at least one of my characters alive. I mean, I guess in this case, because my opponent is playing very aggressive, we will actually
Whatever
play
you
the
need.
maidens early. I mean, now we cannot play tenacity next round, but we will get the value from the maidens. Okay, just a normal attack, that's good. As again, we aren't gonna be wasting my 1 die on Mystic Soup just to get some healing. I'd rather do it next round and hope for... what is it? Providence. Yes, Providence is the best one. Most, especially like in this sort of deck where you do have healing from your characters. Now actually, this is kind of funny because in my first attempt video we lost to a Bloom deck and we lost to that Zhongli Chiori deck. Of course, this time I cannot quite say that the Zhongli Chiori player was as good as in the first game, or first attempt, when we faced it there, but now the Bloom deck isn't the same to which I lost in the first video, but it's kind of funny that we got to test this out against such decks. I'm kind of thinking whether to play Timaeus, but I guess, I mean, how much that's going to be like 5 damage, but Ifa is going to heal, so I guess that's
Fulfill our
fine.
pact.
Oh, did they have... Oh yeah, that's the extra die they have.
All eyes on me.
Jade Chamber. Of course. Now the problem here is if I switch, I of course won't be getting any swirls. I actually don't have the dice to play Timaeus. I should have played Timaeus, huh? This is kind of annoying, but kind of I think I can live with this as well. Sing your heart out. Now there's too much damage coming from my opponent. We are actually going to do some funny stuff here, I think. Or should I just... No, if I go for a normal and they just attack, Chitlali is going to be out of the game. We are going to switch and get
Don't tell me they did it
reaction
again.
damage. Now, of course, this is not the ideal game plan, but you know, I was not expecting my opponents to just sit on one character. Especially for a Bloom deck, that's very odd. But the longer they take doing whatever they do, it's just more time for me to get the setup ready. A fast action switch. Okay, like here we can play macaronis and monster hash brown and be happy with that, I think. Because that's going to be like 2 damage. I mean, I think we should be fine if I do this. And then play that, so that the maiden effect will certainly proc on Cookie. And then next round we can go to Ifa and just heal our entire team. And we get to play the Tenacity for free thanks to Timaeus. Yeah, that's going to proc. That's going to heal. Yeah, that should be enough, because that's going to do with the seed 4 damage total. But we are going to heal it thanks to the rainbow macaronis. So Cookie isn't even out of the game, and then next round when we switch, Maiden is going to proc, and there's my... Oh yeah, Marajusi Hunters was the 3-cost named Veterans we charged for the cheaper version. Well. Here I do kind of think it is time to play the Arcane card onto Ifa, since we have taken quite a lot of damage.
Here's to a safe journey.
Now my opponent, of course, would want to get Hydro onto Ifa.
Let me scrub.
Now they do it with Mona. I am happy with that because it gives me as well. I could also go for Mystic Soup here, we'll see. Of course my opponent does not have the dice for 5 cost skill, so there's really no fear that Cookie or Sidlali would take damage here. Now we see that the technique targets Mona, but I actually want to get Nilo out of the game. I mean, the talent card plus weapon is kind of scary. So we go for a normal attack here. Of course, if we now had talent, that would also heal my characters, but it is fine that we do not. The Day of Resistance is keeping us alive. Then we go for the technique. Nilo is out of the game.
For the curtain to fall.
And I guess lastly I could play the Mystic Soup. Now we actually do want. Let's go for healing. That should mean that the burst should not be enough, since that's going to be like 1, that's going to be 2, 3. Then we have +2 from the Millilith, so we should be fine unless they like hit us with an Adeptus here, which... Well, considering they went for a Nilo burst early, they could very well have Adeptus in that deck for whatever reason. Well, I guess for that surprise element, but... We'll see. I mean, I haven't lost yet, so even if I get sniped here, it's just a burst from Cookie probably, even though we do not have the talent card here. Oh yeah, one change I also made into the deck. We no longer are running a weapon for Ifa, since I came to the conclusion that the occasional extra damage and cheaper normal attack is just not worth it, since we can have better cards. I mean, let's just go for the burst here. Of course, now Nahida burst is very close to taking out Ifa, but at this stage, I mean, Mona alone will not win the game, since it's one swirl and Nahida is dead.
Let me scrub.
Oh no, whatever will I do? Now, of course, yes, I do want to snipe Nahida here. We will
Whatever you
actually
need.
go for Sidlali, and I think we just
Get to
do the
work.
skill and then burst to finish the game. Now, of course, Ifa did go down. Oh no, yeah, Ifa is not truly unkillable. The point is that you can see, even though Ifa went down, look at the scenario. I'm easily winning this game no matter what. So my point still stands, Ifa needs a nerf.
Time to end them.
Anyway, on to the next
My reckoning
game.
has come.
Now, okay, this doesn't look like this is the starter deck. This doesn't look like an interesting matchup, so I'm probably just going to skip this. And I think that's going to be game once it's my turn here. Oh, look, the talent card. Very cool. Do we get Fury? Well, we actually do not. Well. Sure, I guess.
Mind your step!
Still be enough after this first action is finished. Well, the second hit will be enough to finish off the game. Like so. On to the next one.
This doesn't look good.
Well, now we have quite the aggressive deck against us. This should be very interesting. I actually want to keep everything. This is such an aggressive deck my opponent has that I really want to keep the Maidens and the talent card first hand, definitely. I mean, they are going to sit on Raiden here at the start. And I think this is one of those matches where we are going to break that tradition and instead of Cookie we are going to start with Siglali. And go straight to Ifa from here. Because we want to take down as much of the opponent's HP before they can begin attacking here. Actually, hold on a moment. Would it be if... No, I still need something to tune, so that's going to be... I think we are going to sacrifice the Chef Mao here. Since I can play the veterans onto Siglali. Yeah, it's not the nicest thing to do, but here we kind of have to do. Actually, now I should have played the veterans already. Because if they now do a normal attack, I could have... It would have broke the veterans. But unless they get like electro resonance and such, it's pretty certain they will end the round on Raiden here, which of course is the scenario we want.
Shine down!
Okay, they didn't even play that.
Here's to a safe journey.
Normal attack, so now we are actually going to go for the talent card. Hopefully they now attack so we get value for it. Like so. And I do think we will... Let's actually play Maidens first. So that next round we can see where we want to play the veterans Visage. I mean, it could have worked either way. I could have played the veterans onto Ifa there, but because my opponent is running an aggressive deck, I kind of want to make certain that if I can give the maximum healing output here. Now, of course, the good part about Ifa, once again, you need such little Nemo dice to work with him that, once again, way too easy, needs a nerf in my opinion. Now, some of the healing will go to waste, but that is something I can live with. The question is, do I want to play Day of Resistance already, or do I want to keep it for the Yoimiya Burst plus Chlorinde? And I think for now we are going to
Let's go.
keep it. Of course, some of the healing will go to waste here. It's a shame, but since the Raiden Burst doesn't do much, we should be fine. Well, Mystic Soup. They did not get Providence, that is very good for
Now
me,
you
because
shall
it means they can only burst Yoimiya here. Nothing more. And you can see here, this is what I'm talking about, the brokenness of Ifa, like instantaneous 4 HP, just like that. And all we really need for that is Maidens plus the... Actually, now I kind of need to think... I mean, it's good that we get overloaded to Sidlali, since next round I can Sidlali skill again to provide some extra protection. So I think we will keep Ifa in good health by playing the Mystic Soup, and we don't really get anything that good here. That's annoying, but I guess I could go for Fury and a normal attack. Actually will probably be just fine here. Not the ideal, I would have liked to save the Providence for next round. I would have really liked getting... I would have really liked to go get some protection, extra protection for Ifa here, but we are going to heal right back up next round. Now let's see. Chlorine is at 7 HP, but also there is the artifact, so it will get a little scary here. That's how I want to do that. And I would have liked one more dice. This could get tricky, but let's get rid of that to get the skill out for the extra protection. Now of course the overload will throw us to Koki Shinobu here. But unless they have a fast action switch, we should be fine. Another Mystic Soup, and it's soothing. Very good for my opponent. Definitely very good. We are now going to play the Arcane card, and we
First
are
aid
trying
kit
to
at the ready.
heal as much as we can here, which is of course going to be a burst and a technique. I trust that the overloads are going to throw us off Ifa. Sidlali, on the other hand, will likely get taken out, but for
Mind
now,
your step!
let's just heal and see what happens. Maze, well, not that useful. Now they are going to get a free skill and then at least 2 normal attacks. That's quite scary indeed. But hold on, did they really? Why wouldn't you save that for Chlorine? Okay, why? Why on Yoimiya?
Time to testify.
Just to overload burst. Truly. Just for that. I mean, now I'm just going to go to
Wait for my signal.
Cookie. That was very interesting from my opponent. I
Into the
feel they could have
shadows.
done much better had they just like one second, I'm just going to go to Cookie.
Don't tell me they did it again.
Oh. That's... No, we have Day of Resistance, we should... No, actually we are not fine.
The gang.
Because now the skill does enough. God damn it. Well, it looks like very aggressive decks are still... Oh, they go for burst.
Shoot on sight.
But that... Yeah, actually now burst is kind of good.
Sorry.
Instant damage to heal
I
next.
tried.
Yeah, that's good.
Ready.
Oh, actually you can... Yeah, you can do that.
Take
Because the
me.
Gambler's proc, of
Earth
course. Okay,
below.
if I still not quite unkillable, but... I feel I could have won that with better... Like, if I had the Natlan Resonance, I feel I could... No, could I have? No. Because the Overlords would have screwed me over anyway. It wouldn't have worked. Don't really know what I could have done differently there. Probably just getting, you know, the food engine earlier in the game up and running would have probably worked out better for me, but on to the next one. Well, this looks like a funny summon deck from my opponent here. We'll see how it goes. I mean, at the very least, I do believe this deck should now counter summon decks relatively well. Then we can just reapply that.
Let's go!
And I'm assuming you are now going to end your round or something so that that overloads me. I mean, I will probably just switch back to Ifa in that scenario to get value from Day of Resistance. Or you can give me that value, I like that as well. We will actually not play the talent card. We will not play the talent card for the reason that we want to switch back to Ifa once the opponent ends their round. Which I hope they do here, so I actually do get value from the Day of Resistance. There we go. Now, of course, Ifa taking the damage isn't that bad, since you can see we have
first aid
both
kit
of
at the ready
these here. And not to mention the talent card, all of which we can use immediately to heal Ifa. But there we go, the arcane card was not wasted, since Ifa stays on good HP. I have quite the good cards in my hand. It is a shame that playing them is a little tricky, since we need our dice to keep Ifa healthy. But I do think we will go for at least this much right away.
First aid kit at the ready.
Keep Ifa in good health. Now they might go for a norm attack 10 and burst, but since we have the shield and the macaronis, that should be perfectly fine. And now that we got that extra die, it is time to keep healing.
Come here, you little rascal!
Like so. And now that Yamiko no longer has that many summons, this is not scary anymore. Of course, what is scary is the fact that they now have a fast action switch, which they can use to burst Yamiko, of course. And I believe this will mean we are going to sacrifice Sidlali this round, and switching to Sidlali means she will tank all of the summons, but if my opponent goes for a burst, Sidlali will die. If they go for a skill, we just Sidlali skill and get a lot of damage. I think that is the best play I can make here. Let's just top off the HP, because why not? And switch to Sidlali.
Leave me alone. Never mind. Let's go.
Of course, after all, Cookie with the weapon already equipped, I do not want to sacrifice Cookie here. They do have all... Well, there comes the talent card. Very, very good. And we even have enough stacks on the Timaeus that we can play Tenacity on to Cookie when we feel like it. This is starting to look very, very good for me. Hot Spring O'Clock getting maximum value, very good for my opponent. But like I said, the question is, they can go for a Yae Miko burst or a talent card. Very interesting.
Take me! Earth!
Now I don't have... I haven't lost yet. So we will go...
Here's to a safe journey.
Ifa. And I think... I mean, yeah, I have the food engine. I might as well play Harvest Time. For a Mystic Soup. Very, very nice indeed. Of course, not quite the maximum value you can get, and from these I do think Providence is the best, since the amount of healing we can get is going to be beneficial. After all, Dehya is going to get taken out unless they have another food card to play here. We also now have to be mindful of Daenerys' burst here, but looks like my opponent is going to let me heal right back up.
They cut me. Good.
Now that was a fast action switch. And they do not have the skill active,
I hear
so
everything.
burst is exactly what I would do, and what it is what they do here. And that just means I now get even more value from Ifa's heals. Of course, I do have to be mindful of all of these, since they are going to do some damage here at the end phase. I do think I have to calculate all of that as well. Actually, let's quickly go over it. 3 damage from those two and 4 damage from these two, so a total of 7. Which actually is something I can perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine tanking all of that damage on my Ifa.
Mind the wind.
Because we can heal right back up, like so. Now here, this is kind of sketchy, since it's going to be 7. Pyro, Dendro, Pyro, Electro. Actually, that's kind of bad in a way, but not too bad. It is a little sketchy here. Like, if I could take out Yae Miko here and now, it would be very, very good. But I do think we have to go for some sacrifice Ifa plays here. We'll play that and we'll just use the technique to top up our HP bar. But with the tenacity on Cookie along with the weapon and talent card in hand, we should be fine, and if we are lucky we draw the I haven't lost yet here. Because if they now fast action switch to Daenerys, it's going to be what? 3, 4 damage, yeah, so even if I burst, the second skill would be enough to take out Ifa. So I do think playing the tenacity onto Cookie was a very good play here. And now, okay, we are perfectly ready to sacrifice Ifa if necessary. But I guess this goes to show that against summon decks there can still be some difficulties. I think that was a very, very bad choice from my opponent, since now I can just burst that. But we will start with the food once again. This, I guess, will go for Adeptus for a sneaky Cookie burst if possible. Let's think for a moment here. That's going to get scary, but not too scary. It's going to be damage. That would be more healing overall, but actually, since I got the Adeptus, let's just do a skill here.
What a
to
dreadful
see if we can
ending.
Adeptus burst Ifa onto Tighnari. Well, Lotus from my opponent is very good also. Okay, some extra damage. Of course, that is only for the future rounds and not right here and now. People of the Strings, respectable indeed. Now let's see. Actually, I do think we can do quite a lot with the Adeptus right here. Yeah, because now the instant activation of the Yai summon will not be enough. We do get that sedation mark extra damage, which means I can just switch characters and do a normal attack and win the game. On to the next one.
I finished my resuit.
And would you look at that, we got a rematch. I think I forgot to mention previously, I do have one copy of Underwater Treasure Hunt for the very long games. But usually you only really want to play this like when you need to waste the last bit of your dice at the end of the round. Now my opponent did spend their fast action switch right there. I could look for bigger healing guards with, but I kind of I want to do a skill simply because if they now, you know, it's going to kill either, it's going to be a double kill either. Ooh, actually, because you know what happens here. If I do a skill because of the catalyze, this thing will take out Sitlali, forcing me to switch, activating this cookie skill, which will do a double kill on Dehia and Ia and Miko, and then they'll only have Tighnari left. And when Sitlali dies, I can play this combo. So, I guess this is going to be GG.
Show no mercy.
You played yourself. Quite literally, you played
Stars
yourself.
above. The fun is over.
Like what now? What will you do? What can you do? You can give up, that's right. Now, let's quickly go over it. The one loss we did get was against Overload deck. And honestly, I don't think I can make this deck. Like, I can make this deck better against Overload by switching my Arcane card, but then the weakness against summon decks would come back. I mean, of course, I now have Sitlali, which can kind of help against summon decks, but well, I guess it is up to you. So, at the end of the day, I don't think I'm going to make any more Unkillable Ifa attempts. I think this was enough to showcase that no matter what you are up against, you always have a chance of victory because the crazy amount of healing you can get with an Ifa deck. And you cannot, even still, you cannot expect to win them all. I mean, I guess the last great deck that could basically win against them all was the Conwhale from way back when. Anyway, luckily we are not living in that era of time. But I still call for an Ifa nerf. Either nerf the dice cost of the technique to require a Nemo dice. And I would also like to see the talent cards effect that when it's played, you instantaneously heal. I would like that effect removed from the talent card. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today. I'll see you all next time.